who has upseeded Nairo because they're actually still able to play and whatnot. And as well as Jakal, who is looking to make a case for the best wolf in the world, as we see them going up against Pharaoh, who has made yet another top 8 at a collision, or excuse me, at a fusion.
Hey, don't speak too soon. Pharaoh has got the drive and the mentality to push through any of these difficult sets and really fuel onto the fire for Pharaoh, who is a lab monster. I took a moment to talk with him after some of his early round sets, and whether it be one of his more patented confirms that has been shown off, like the drag down back air into forward smash, or even just simple stuff, quote unquote simpler stuff, like the jab into down smash, which he is grinded to the point where it is a true combo. He is putting his all into a character like Yoshi to prove that not only does Yoshi have more than what people give him credit for, is a little bit more complex than people give him credit for, but also is a lot better than the public eye may seem. The Wolf is all about, like, Jakal, the representation of the character is through the roof with Jakal as they just keep on performing at so many solid events. Yeah, you always got to be worried about the skill of Tri-State players finding their way to crowning with the best.
If ever there was a region of gatekeepers, it was Tri-State. And, Pharaoh right now looking to take that title that they formerly held and try to upseed it, becoming one of the premier players in the region. And frankly, they're quite on the way to do that. Only a couple weeks ago, they were able to beat Zamba in Winterside of a fusion. I think it was Fusion 102 that I was commentating with Sinatra when he was able to beat Zamba. And Zamba's one of the best players in the world, so nobody's got the grittiness and the drive quite like Pharaoh does as he connects 2 eggs, nearly taking a stock off of Jakal pretty early off the top.
Now, these two have played a ton before, so Jakal kind of acknowledging how many eggs he can take, not knowing that at a deficit like this, it's do or die, and you have to acknowledge sometimes you have to take risks, and sometimes you get hit for them. But the eye is on point as the Jakal gets back to ledge just by sliding right through Pharaoh with the Wolf Flash and the punish with the up air afterwards. Jakal choosing to take their time as Pharaoh look for the tech read, not reacting to the drag down in time.
Oh, dude, I love Pharaoh. Again, Pharaoh is one of the most interesting, unique Yoshi players I've ever seen, for the sole fact that they are very good at baiting and mind games. Ordinarily, you see a lot of Yoshis just use their double jump super armor, use their eggs and their nairs to get those, general pokes that you'd like to expect. But Pharaoh employs so many mind games in like, okay, you don't know what I'm going to do next. If you miss an option here, you're going to get hit. And a lot of just empty hops that I see no other Yoshi employ. Pharaoh's, I think, writing the meta of this character as they go along. And it is so entertaining to watch every time.
When you have other Yoshi mains that you have to contest with, I believe a total of 6 in Tri-State, then you're going to have to be get a little unique in order to stand out, and Pharaoh certainly does that, though an F-Smash on a neutral getup is a tried and true punish that has lasted, a good long time.
Yeah. See, another thing I am enjoying about Pharaoh is that they are trying to change up the tempo at all times of the match, but Jakal playing the Wolf that they do, which is a little bit more defensive than a lot of other players play this character, is going to be well suited to that. You kind of want to, run down Jakal's throat a little bit if you can, but Pharaoh, starting to get red, starting to get caught on these platforms, and that back air to catch the exact landing right off the side is going to be taking the stock for Jakal. Pharaoh looking a little bit upset after that one.
Yeah, Pharaoh, as much as they are a strong player, they wear their heart on their sleeve. He's a player that can go through a lot of emotions mid-set, and go through those emotions can both fuel him and frustrate him. And as mentioned before, he does play Jakal a lot. In fact, just last week, or perhaps 2 weeks ago, at a Platinum Star Weekly, Pharaoh and Jakal went to a Game 10 Grand Finals.
Oh my god.
And Jakal did come out the winner. So falling yet again to a bracket demon when you had a strong lead at the start can really start to grate on you. We'll really have to see if Pharaoh can cool that temper and use that fire to his advantage and not to his detriment. But Jakal is just, he's a professional.
Yeah, exactly. Jakal kind of catching Pharaoh like a net right now. Anytime Pharaoh's approaching, Jakal's there with the reads, with the forward airs, catching them before their advance can fall. And right now, we're starting to see a lot of advantage there for Pharaoh, going for about 60%. Nothing to sneeze at, considering they were down pretty much the entire start of the match. And if you could keep Jakal up in the air, I think Pharaoh has a good chance of coming out on top of this stock. But they need to keep the stock alive for a long time. Any dash attack, any back air might possibly be taking the stock unless Pharaoh's DI is on point.
Jakal with these dash attacks has been pretty potent, though the platform pressure, great discipline on Pharaoh's part to avoid all of that, yet this back throw should do it. I have very little faith in Wolf back throw, but it does take the stock at 160, as it should.
I mean, that close to the ledge, you know, it probably should kill, yeah. And already coming from the ledge with a rising fair, getting about 30% on the board, and just waiting. Getting those combos started, making Pharaoh think Jakal is going to keep the pressure up, and then just saying, no, you're going to come in, and I'm going to hit you again, and then I'm going to get another advantage state, then I'm going to hit you. And already lapping them in percents as well. Jakal running a train on Pharaoh right now.
Yeah, and I believe that entire string, Jakal acknowledging that Pharaoh didn't have his jump for a prolonged period of time. Jab into pivot grab, though, Wolf having such a catch-all landing tool, landing with the massive hitbox of his neutral air. It's incredibly hard to contest, and Yoshi suffering a lot of trades in this mid-game portion, which is none gonna be too good when you're down a whole stock and lapped in percent multiple ways, but all that rage will fuel the Yoshi back air, closing out the stock is Jakal. Hello there with a couple of empty hops and trying to get Pharaoh to jump, but Pharaoh does not blink.
If you got that mid fastball speed, why don't you use it to your advantage? Baiting, okay, I'm going to hit you with an aerial. No, I'm going to jump again, make you look like I'm going to hit you with an aerial. And then, yeah, putting him at the ledge, catching that roll on with the dash attack. That covered pretty much every option that Pharaoh was going to go for. Jakal just read the right one to take that stock.
You know, game sense and tempo are really something, or two things that Jakal just has his fingers on. He has the fingers on the pulse of the match, and in this game too, he's really upped the speed a little bit, choosing to contest Pharaoh in many of the situations where he did not do in game one. And Pharaoh, while Yoshi usually thrives in a scrappy kind of game, as soon as Jakal got the lead, they knew that they could trade with every one of Yoshi's hitboxes and come out on top eventually. Wolf's damage output and airspeed are no joke when it comes to not letting Pharaoh get set up and get time to think.
Right, it's not over yet for Pharaoh.
Of course.
If anyone can bring this back, it is Pharaoh. But they need to get in control of their emotions, because I think that's the thing that's making them lose these many interactions. There's a back air. It's going to be taking the set for Jakal 2-0. Going to go switch off of their controller. Make sure that nobody else gets screwed up by them having pro controller. That's a good pro controller user, Ubel. We don't see too many of those.
Yeah, please disconnect your pro controllers. It's so easy. Just please.
Just be smart, guys. Just remember that there are other people in the venue. It's not just you. You know,
there's a whole venue back here. In fact, I think someone was actively taking a nap. Shout out to Ramses, just chilling in the chair before had him on camera, had him on the player camera. But I really think you hit the nail on the head where the Pharaoh was playing so well. But once they lost the lead in game one, it felt like they started to force things, started to overwhelm themselves more than Jakal, who took the hits and played as Wolf can do, which is hitbox for hitbox, toe for toe. And Wolf got those steel-toed boots on, so it's going to be